Let's get you the latest now on the opening of that 24-hour coordinating centre in Pretoria. And our reporter Zola Sholwana joins me now with those details. Zola, good morning. A short time ago, the Police Minister, Becky Cele, reiterated that everything was in place to ensure that the country is safe, that it's secure as we head to the polls. And it will be really important for our viewers to know what else the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster officials have said.
Well, Iman, the minister mentioned, or rather assured South Africans that during this time of elections, they have nothing to worry about as far as disruptions are concerned and also crime, considering the fact that they have launched this state-of-the-art facility. Unfortunately, we could not be allowed to join the walkabout due to security reasons, but we are told that it has advanced technology that can be able to, see someone as far as the Eastern Cape. From this point, they're able to see protests that are currently taking place now and any form of criminality that is taking place. We are also told that there are more police that will be deployed on the ground to ensure that there's high police visibility during this time, as you'd understand that this year's elections are quite tense, considering the fact that there are more political parties, meaning that voters have more options to choose from. But just to tell us more, I'm joined by General Musigidi. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. Of course, we couldn't see the state-of-the-art facility, but the minister has assured us that during this time of election, South Africans have nothing to worry about, considering the fact that you've got advanced technology inside there.
It is true. We have brought in technocrats in terms of them advising us on the type of technology that we will require. We also worked with our sister departments, including other countries that were advising to look at the type of technology that we will require to have a real time, as the minister have indicated, and as I've indicated earlier, that we will be monitoring the whole country. So the system that is here, I don't need to drive or to fly around. We have deployments, air support across the country. We have 60 pilots that are spread across the country so that if there are incidents happening elsewhere in the country, they are able to capture. We have defense technology as well. Capability is also linked. We have the intelligence technology that is also linked, that will give us the live feed of what is happening. Hence, to reiterate again as NATJOINTS, that we have put every possible plan. We did our drills. We have taken our operatives through, and we had live drills that we were undertaking to simulate any possible incidents that can happen and how we will be expecting them. So we rounded the country, training each province to have a team that will be trained to do that, comprising of all the sister departments and the main law enforcement departments.
Speaking about provinces, we understand that there are provinces that are quite volatile during this time of election, mentioning the Gauteng province and KwaZulu-Natal. Are they going to, receive specific attention during this time of election, or deployments will be according to the hotspots that the minister spoke about?
We have taken our intelligence reports quite seriously. We are focusing at 9 provinces as of now. When you talk about Gauteng, it's one of the high crime province. We have categorized the police stations that are giving us problem in terms of crime reports. We have looked at our previous elections, previous events that were happening. We have put that together. We have looked at the possibilities of how to respond and which area to give focus to. So it's not necessarily a province, but we have 3 categories of our voting stations that we have looked at to ensure that we do a proper analysis where our voters will be going, that if it is a low category voting station or voting area, there is a particular ratio that we are using to deploy, if it's medium, if it's a high risk. So I must say all 9 provinces do have the areas that are, the numbers will differ from province to province. from province vastness, from province congestion in terms of population. But those are the things that we looked at, including debriefing on our previous experiences. You'll recall there was July 21, there was the March 20 so-called shutdown that we had to plan around and look at any possibility. I think in the few days that has passed, we also have zoomed into all the protest actions that are happening and the level in which they are happening so that we can deploy the capacity and capability. We also have the roving teams, sizable number of roving teams that we will put them strategically in terms of our intelligence brief, but as and when we need to intervene in any other province, we have such teams that are not going to be posted in the province, but they will be there to intervene at any areas that will require such deployments.
Now, General, understanding that during this time, it's quite tense, and obviously one would say there are a lot of protests, like you have mentioned, but what are other crimes that could possibly, pose a threat to the elections that you have identified since the voters' registration weekend?
We also have put the teams that will continue. The normal policing will continue at police stations, normal crime prevention, and our Operation Shanela. As you know, we have specific days in terms of our trends and intelligence patterns that we will receive. They will continue to cover those areas. But over and above that, we also have categorized the crimes that we know are problematic in each day. So we are receiving that briefing as NATJOINTS weekly, as the South African Police Service weekly, so that we can see the type of resources that we need to mobilize. So we do know that there will be CITs that will be in the main prevalence. We have seen the taxi violence. I think in 2 occasions now we have been drawn from left to center in terms of taxi violence. So these are types of these violent crimes that we know that we cannot take our eye off them. The display that was shown at the rugby field this morning of the capabilities and capacities that is going to POP and illicit mining operations, those operations are going to continue as normal. So the deployment that is there is going to continue.
Thank you very much for your time, General. Well, that was the chairperson of NATJOINTS, Iman, essentially saying that come the 29th of May, they are ready and that South Africans have nothing to worry about as they will be making their way to the polls and casting their votes for their respective political parties. They are saying that there will be increasing police visibility in many parts of the country, and they've already identified hotspots. Earlier on, we were shown vehicles or a fleet that will be distributed amongst the hotspots in the country to ensure that nothing comes in the way of this year's general elections. Back to you in studio.
All will be revealed, Zola Sholwana, as the pressure test gets underway with the advent of election day. So we'll see how this all unfolds and whether these plans do hold. Hopefully they do. Comprehensive plan there by NATJOINTS to keep the country safe and secure as it goes into these historic elections.